What's happening, YouTube? Cesar Randone, and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that button for me. Today, what we're going to be talking about is the Galaxy Note 10 Plus and why in 2021 it's still one of the greatest phones out there. So let's get right into it, shall we? Alright everybody, there are many reasons why I think this phone is still one of the best phones in 2021. So the very first and very obvious one that I'm going to go ahead and talk about is the micro SD card slot that you actually have within this phone. So this phone comes with either 512 gigs of storage or 256, which is the one I have. But then I also went ahead and got an additional 256 using my micro SD card that is just plugged right into this little guy, and it has given me a marvelous 500 and something gigs of storage. I think 512, I'm not good at math. But that's something that Samsung phones nowadays just don't have anymore. That's something that if I did think about switching or upgrading, that it's gonna affect me very, very hard in the long run. But when it comes to that, I know Samsung also just teamed up with Microsoft, or they've been working together, but now you can actually export your files from the phone itself straight onto your laptop, straight onto your PC, so you don't have to be taking the micro SD card out every single time. So this thing is still getting all the good Samsung updates. I just got the new one and it is amazing. This you can use with Samsung DeX, which if you have a smart TV or any monitor, you could just plug this right in and you got your own personal computer, or if it's a smart TV, you could link it to the TV and still use your portable computer like that. It's like a computer built in your phone. It's really, really cool. They've been fixing it a lot and it's awesome. The next thing I want to talk about is the bezels on this phone. They're practically none. I mean, it's beautiful, especially for the fact that it came out 2 years ago. You can get this for an amazing price and still get literally no bezels. I mean, look how small that is. So, the screen on this is beautiful, but now let's talk about the camera. With the camera, you could still film in 4K, which is something that I do. Some of my YouTube videos from a little while back were actually filmed on this camera and they look really, really good. If you're thinking about upgrading, yes, the new Samsung 21 Ultra, that thing is a beast. Films in 8K. This one still films in 4K, which isn't too bad, honestly. Most people don't even have 8K TVs or anything like that. But if you love cameras, I would definitely say go for something like that. If you're not going to be using the camera all the time, it's okay. I have been thinking about switching to the Ultra though, just because of the camera, and it has a bigger battery. See, this battery right here is still really, really big. But, I mean, this will last me through the end of the day. The new one, apparently, the 21 Ultra, that battery's a lot bigger than this. Supposedly can last up to like 2 days. But if you don't use it, if you aren't gaming on this all the time or like taking videos all the time, the battery should last you a very long time. Another thing with this is the way you pay. Now, with the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, it has this thing where if they don't accept Apple Pay or Samsung Pay at their store, you could still do it no matter what terminal it's at. So it's kind of cool when you walk into a store and then someone's like, you can't do that. And then you do it right in front of them, and then their face is just like... So it's really cool. That's another luxury that the new Samsung phones don't have. However, I heard that since they upgraded it, this one is actually a little bit riskier when it comes to like information and people trying to like hack whenever you're doing the payment. But that's what some guy at Best Buy told me because we were talking about this for hours. But yes. That is something else. Now, let's talk about the body of this phone. It is one of the slimmest phones I have ever had, and it feels even. The top doesn't feel heavier than the bottom. The camera isn't bulging out, so when you lay it down, it actually lays flat, and it works out. I really like having a slim silicone case, or even like a skin, just because I love how thin this phone is. I know the newest S21 and S21 Ultra are a little thicker than this. However, the back of that phone looks extremely durable, and I like having the matte black finish, or just that matte finish in general, compared to the finish on this phone, just because You get a lot of fingerprints on the back of this phone if you don't have any sort of silicone case or any case in general. Me, I kind of like to wear my phone around naked because I like showing it off. And yes, I know it's a little risky, but that's just how I like to do it. If you like to do it too, comment and let me know if you carry your phone with a case or if you carry it naked like myself. Gotta risk it for the biscuit. Now, with this phone, it does so much. And since it's 2 years old, that probably means you're gonna get it for a way better price than you can get the S21 Ultra. Look, yes, that can do pretty much almost the same thing, but it doesn't have that micro SD card. It doesn't have the thinness that this one does. And if you don't get a case for that one, you're still gonna be having to deal with the, unevenness whenever you're using it on the table or on a flat surface like that. Oh, and there's one thing I forgot to mention. This S Pen. This S Pen, I did not see myself using. See, this is the first Note I've actually ever got, and I love it. I find myself using it way more than usual, especially when signing documents or doing other stuff like that. So, as a working phone, and for it being 2 years old, I definitely say this is a buy. You should definitely get this. And if you have one right now, comment down below and let me know how you like using it, or if you plan on switching or upgrading soon. Trust me, I have thought about upgrading from this, like a lot. But then the fact that I don't get a micro SD card slot and the fact that it's thin and just feels great kind of makes me want to stick with it. Especially the fact that I could go in and pay anywhere, no matter what terminal it is, makes me want to stay. But man, that camera on the S21 Ultra, that kind of makes me want to buy it. We'll see what happens. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.